Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a really big question in B2B marketing. How exactly do you sell to a customer you can't see, inside a room you're not even invited into? We're about to break down a buyer's journey that, let's just say, has gotten way more complex than ever before.
Okay, let's just dive right in with a single number. 11.
And no, this isn't just some random number pulled out of a hat. It actually represents the absolute core challenge in today's business-to-business marketing world. This one number has totally changed the game. So what is it? 11? That's the average number of people who now have a say in whether your company makes a sale. And get this, sometimes that number can climb as high as 20. Which brings us to our first section, where we're going to explore this new and, pretty complex B2B battlefield. Getting a single yes now means you have to get a whole chorus of them. I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the old world of B2B marketing, right? It was simpler, it was totally sales-led, and let's be honest, it was often completely disconnected. Marketing would just kind of throw stuff over the wall and hope for the best. But that world, yeah, it's gone. Today, buyers find you. They educate themselves online long before a salesperson ever enters the picture. They're the ones in control, and you better believe they've already done their homework. So if you want to succeed, you have to understand the entire squad of decision makers. It's not about targeting one person anymore. It's about influencing a whole team. And that team is usually made up of 5 distinct archetypes. First up, you've got the influencer. Now, they might not be the ones signing the check, but trust me, their opinion is pure gold. Think of them as the internal expert whose endorsement can make or break your entire deal. Next up is the champion. This is your person on the inside. They get what you do, they believe in it, and they're the ones who will fight for you in those meetings you'll never be invited to. Then you've got the power user. This is the person whose daily life is going to be most affected by your product. They care about the nuts and bolts, the functionality, the ease of use, and how your solution fits into their actual workflow. The decision maker is all about the big picture. They're looking at the bottom line, and they're asking the tough questions. What's the ROI? How does this actually move the needle on our big strategic goals? And finally, there's the approver. This is often a C-suite executive, and they hold the purse strings. Their entire focus is on financial viability and giving that ultimate green light.
Okay, so now you know who you're talking to, but how do you actually capture the attention of this entire committee? Because let's face it, a one-size-fits-all message just is not going to cut it.
It all starts with something called demand generation. This is all about creating interest and sparking conversations before a buyer is even actively shopping. It's totally different from traditional lead generation, which just targets that tiny fraction of people who are already looking to buy something. So how do you do that? Well, a huge piece of the engine for this is content syndication. It's basically a strategy that places your best content, think white papers, webinars, across the web on trusted sites, making sure you reach a really wide but highly targeted audience early on. And this is why that early reach is so important. It's not a one-and-done deal. We're talking up to 24 different interactions, from reading a blog post to attending a webinar, just to get a curious prospect ready to talk to sales. But generating all that interest is really only half the battle. Now you've got to focus your sales team's precious time and resources on the leads that actually matter. So the big question is, how do you sort through all that noise? How do you separate the people who are just kind of kicking the tires from the ones who are genuinely ready to buy? And this is a critical question because, get this, a shocking 79% of all marketing leads never, ever convert to a sale. I mean, that is a huge amount of wasted time and effort. So what's the solution? Well, there's a really powerful tool called the BANT framework. It's a simple but incredibly effective system for vetting your leads and finding the ones who are truly sales ready. BANT is super straightforward. It just helps you methodically check 4 boxes. Do they have the budget? Do you have the right authority? Is there a real urgent need for your solution? And do they have a specific timeline for making a decision? So really, the key here is just asking the right questions. Is there a budget allocated for this? Am I talking to the actual decision maker here? Is there a real problem I can solve for them? And are they planning to buy sometime soon? All right, we're in the home stretch, the final act of the journey, turning that highly qualified lead into a loyal customer. And honestly, this is where so many companies completely drop the ball.
Success here requires a seamless handoff from marketing to sales. It's built on clear communication, shared definitions of what sales-ready actually means, detailed notes in your CRM, and a constant feedback loop to keep making the whole process better. So when all these pieces, understanding the buyer, creating demand, qualifying the leads, aligning the teams, when they all work together, you're not just doing marketing anymore. You're building a predictable, scalable system for growth. This is where you really adopt what you might call a zero-waste philosophy. Every single interaction, every lead, every piece of content, it all has a purpose. It's about treating every prospect as a potential relationship to be nurtured, not just another name on a spreadsheet. And that leaves us with one final thought. Take a hard look at your own efforts. Are you building a powerful, interconnected growth engine where every part works in perfect concert? Or do you just have a collection of separate, disconnected parts? The answer to that question makes all the difference in the world.